Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and God, I did it again. The second video I made today where I started off on the wrong screen. My name is Jimmy whisenhunt, and we're going to get the introduction right this time because as I made some of these videos, feedback for Counter-Strike Global Offensive for the community and different aspects, I've caught a lot of flack for like stupid crap. So we're just going to get this out of the way real quick. Hi, my name is Jimmy whisenhunt. I've been playing Counter-Strike for 13 years. Competing about 9 years, and I've played a lot of other competitive FPS throughout that time, including Quake and Unreal Tournament. Yeah, so let's get this off the table. No, I was not a professional gamer, as in I didn't get paid by any particular corporation. Yes, I did win money at tournaments. I was fairly good at the game. I'm just getting all this out of the way because I caught like all kinds of flack from like PC Gamer called me an ex-professional gamer, which I had nothing to do with. And also, there were some people saying that, like, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so we're going to jump into something today. It's going to be a little different than last time. The last couple of videos I made, I just rambled on about things, and today I'm going to make it a little more practical. There is another project coming up where I'm going to give some more feedback in a more organized setting. This is just another ramble video, but I'm going to include some gameplay for 1.6 to kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm going to jump over that real quick, because once again, if you haven't seen my previous videos, please go watch them before continuing on with this one. And the reason I say that is because I've explained multiple times that, you know, I'm not looking for another 1.6. I'm fine with a new game. I'm fine with something different. And actually, you're going to stare at me for a moment while I fix something, because I forgot to set it up beforehand, and I don't feel like starting this video over. Yeah, so I'm okay with the changes they're making, the new engine, things like that. That's great, but what I'm looking at is competitive viability, and, okay, so it's fixed here. Very good, very good. Now I'm not lagging like a maniac. So competitive viability. We're going to talk about things like movement and skill ceiling. Things that a lot of people that are watching this that are just getting in the Counter-Strike scene and never really played competitive PC games, FPS in particular, won't understand. So we're going to try to break that down a little bit. Okay, so last time I talked a little bit about the movement. I talked a little bit about the recoil and predictability and how to really make a game that's going to shine. Because we need it right now. The competitive market for FPS has been gone for a long time, and I know if you're watching this video, you most likely really missed the days of CPL when it was a big thing. So the first thing I'm going to kind of talk about is movement. Something that like I miss so much when I play CSGO, and yes, I still do pug it, is the ability to know where I'm going to end up. I mean, I can line up this box perfectly every time I peek out. Without seeing the side of it, like this right here. I know where it's going to be. I can predict my movement. I can jiggle peek properly. I can actually see on the way up. Bunny hopping is huge to me, and I'll demonstrate that here in a moment. But things like that are what we're going to discuss today, is just movement. We'll talk about recoil and the other things that a project I'm working on right now, which I'll give you details as soon as they allow me to. But yeah, so... okay, let's talk about bunny hopping first, actually. That's one of my biggest things. Like, I understand that, I think it was Foon for Source was, like, insane. He would just get so much speed and fly around maps and do ridiculous things. I'm looking at it from a competitive standpoint to where it's actually, like, useful and around, and it's not just, like, some gimmicky thing that you do. I mean, just an example. Let's say that... Let's just use an example. Sadly, I don't have anybody in the server with me to demonstrate this with, but let's say that I want to peek up ladder, okay? Now I peek up, I don't see anything here, and there's nobody there, there's nobody here, okay? So all of a sudden I get shot in the back, and I decide that I'm going to do that, okay? I just bunny hopped from here to here to here, okay? Fairly quickly. As it now shows up on my screen. That's huge to me. Like, I can't describe how hard it is to master something like that. And I get that that was only like 2 hops, but just the ability to be able to get around in such a way that it can stump your opponent, they're not able to hit you, that is such a huge part of the skill ceiling in CS. It's 13 years since this game has been released, or it's been out in beta, and the skill ceiling I don't even believe has been reached yet. I still think that there are things that have yet to be done. So, and I think most of it has to do with the movement, or a lot of it anyway. But no, I mean, like this peek that I was about to do before the bot knifed me in the face. Yeah, I have bots in here. I'll tell you why here in a sec. But just things like this peak here. So let's just say that I want to peak lower in such a way to where I can glide out. I jacked it up. It's a hard thing to do, and like when I do these things, even with experienced players, it's like, oh my god, how did you, like, you know, why would you ever think that would work? And that was really cool. And I know that I'm not the only one that does these things, and I'm just saying it is a huge integral part of this game. I mean, the ability to peek lower ramp like that, just crouch hopping the way down, like that is something that's hard to master. Like at the beginning of that, you're going to end up catching yourself like gliding all the way down to the bottom on accident. But allow me to do these things is what I'm really asking for, because this can separate so many players from each other. I mean, this can really show who's better at the game and who's spent the time to practice and really get better. Like, I've spent hours on my movement. When I first started really focusing on my movement, like 2002-ish, which obviously the game changed drastically after that with 1.6, but or 1.5 and then 1.6. But you know, that just became a huge thing to me, and like it was part of my practice regime. It wasn't just scrimming. It wasn't just, you know, deathmatching or scouts knives, what I played back then, because I thought it made me a better headshotter. But yeah, I mean, it's just so huge, and I know I'm a better player than a lot of people solely because of my movement. They may be able to outshoot me sometimes, or we might be equal on shots, but I know that my movement can save me most of the time, and that's just huge. So it's just something else that a player can add to his arsenal to get better, and that just raises the skill ceiling. It's one more thing that can be added. It's absolutely huge to me. One thing that I never got good at was the train stuff, but I understand the trains are different in CSGO, so I'm not going to touch on that right now. I get that. It's a different setup. But, you know, I don't know. I really think this whole stamina thing is a really big deal. Sure, I can continue on bunny hopping, and I know that there's some people who just think that bunny hopping is a really annoying thing, but I don't see why. Like, if I chose to bunny hop for that long, like I just did all the way down that side, I'm getting killed. It doesn't matter. But there's so many situations where it's just so useful, and I'm actually going to switch over to DE Nuke here in a second and show you why. But this kind of peak right here that I just did, jumping all the way down the stairs, bunny hopping off that to lower, I totally avoided this upper guy if he has an op. Like, if I know he has an op and I do that, he's not going to hit me most of the time. And all of a sudden I'm here and I'm able to peek under the train for that guy, and I can crouch hop and pop up and try to shoot that guy. I'm not necessarily saying make it like 1.6, make it to where we have to remaster it somehow if you want to, but at least allow us to add something to our arsenal. I'm willing to spend the hours again, and I know other pros or other good players and pros are willing to add these things to their arsenal. They're willing to practice again. They want to be good at this game, but we all want the same thing. I don't know how many pros I've spoken to. I was actually just in Mumble with James from Green Beret, Area 51. That man has played like 28 seasons of Invite, and we agree on so many things. Everybody I've spoken to a high-level play just agrees. There needs to be more things to get good at in the game. It can't just simply be aiming and shooting and mastering recoil. It's got to be things like movement. And when you limit us to only having stamina to do like 2 jumps, like, bam. If I were to do that in CSGO, it would look like this. And that's all I could do. I have to crouch at the end of it to continue my movement. If I don't, I just get stuck like that for a second. It drives me insane. But, okay. As I kind of set up the next map and everything, once again, this is going to be a ramble fest, but, you know, oh well. I'm going to keep giving examples on the movement because that was one thing that I heard a lot of trolling about kind of came towards me saying, hey, you know, this guy just talks a lot. He doesn't give any examples. So here we are giving some examples. Obviously not the most quality examples because I'm playing with bots in my own LAN server. By the way, the bots here, LXL menu, before you guys ask, they're really cool. It actually comes with a streak thing at the left-hand side and comes with damage. It tells you when you're hitting somebody so you can test spam spots and that sort of thing. But okay, so like one of the peaks that I find insanely useful in this game, and I actually did it in a 1 versus 4 the other day, and it won me the round, and I would not have won the round regardless. Holy crap! If it wasn't for this, wow, it's really hard to play this game in 720p apparently. And I would not have won the round if it wasn't for the movement. Was that goofy peak right there? It's really slow. It's not hard to hit. It's just unexpected. It's something that I've worked on so many times, is being able to peek like that. Getting in and out of window fast. Getting down vents quickly. That's huge. But no, just the peaks like this, like just things like that, just make it possible. It doesn't really even matter how I end up. It's the fact that if there was someone in front of hut there, they're just caught spraying away. But I just hopped all the way out and I'm able to shoot on top of the ladder. I can control my characters so well. I feel that right now, and it's okay, you know, once again, I know it's still in beta, I understand that, but I feel right now that I can control my character in Battlefield 3 more efficiently than I can in CSGO. Effectively, rather. But things that the crouch hop adds, maybe take away the crouch hop, but like figure out a way to add something new. But mastering the vents, I've seen so many people die because they can't make it down vents. They lost a round because they can't make it down vents quick enough. I love the fact that if I mess it up, we lose the round, and I think that's great for the game. That's the way it should be. If you're not good enough, you're gonna die. And movement is, once again, a huge part of that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I can really cover right now. That's about it. I mean, like, just the movement stuff is absolutely huge to me. I just want to give a couple in-game examples. That's another one right there, too. Just practicing that over and over and over and being able to come out window that fast. If I were to do that, pop out, there's someone there, well, I just flew across their screen. And if I mess that up, I die. But if I get it perfect, which is really hard to do, rarely happens, it pays off because I practice that much. The pro community really wants this, and I just hope that once again Valve sees what we're talking about and starts paying attention, because we want to see this game succeed just as much as Valve does. I know they want the paycheck, but we want a game to play and enjoy and compete in for a very long time to come. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, my name's Jimmy whisenhunt. You can follow me on Twitter for more input on CSGO. There's going to be a lot more videos coming up. I previously mentioned there will be a project coming out here fairly soon, and a lot of other stuff. And also, of course, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see me post up that I'm about to go live for different events. I recently casted IEM World Championship for ESL. They actually hired me to come on and do exclusive English coverage. So I do a lot of game coverage with Corey Dunn also. Look forward to seeing you guys in some of the streams, and that's about it, guys. If there's any feedback you want to give, I did not include in the last one, feedback, F-E-E-D, feedback, at whisenhunt.tv, like my last name, .tv. Anything you guys want to add to these videos, things that drive you crazy from Source or 1.6 that you want to see in CSGO, if you disagree with me, fine. You can send me your response. I mean, I'm open to anything. So let me know, guys. Once again, hope to see you in some of the streams, and I thank you guys for tuning in and you guys showing the support that you have. I got some tremendous feedback from the community, and we'll see you here fairly soon. Don't forget, if you're watching this on the 21st of March, 2012, which is a Wednesday, tonight, 9 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. Central, we will be doing Choke Point. It's normally on Sundays at 5 p.m. Central Standard, but it got rescheduled. So Corey Dunn and I will be live talking a little bit about Counter-Strike, CSGO. We'll be talking a little bit about Tribes of Sin, just all kinds of games. Hour-long show. We have a lot of fun and get a lot of viewers and a lot of support. Love you all, and we'll see you soon.